to another episode of Beyond the Bell. I'm Adrian, and I'm joined by Rich Stambolian. What's going on, Rich?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
What's up?
We are still giggly from the weekend.
So giggly.
I don't know what was in those drinks.
Listen, we just drank seltzers all night, and somebody, I think we got spiked.
Is that what happened at Forbidden Door?
Yeah.
A lot to talk about here. This has been fun. I had a blast last week. I was at the Garden on. We need a theme opener for the show.
Oh yeah.
Someone needs to make that for us.
Yes, please.
We need to get that made.
Just make it Caribbean Queen.
I wish I could do it. I wish we could just have that be our theme.
If you get somebody to cover it, you can have that as a theme. As long
Really?
as it's not the original. If you have somebody cover it, then
Caribbean
you can
Queen.
use it. Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what that our awesome Sunday that we had.
Oh, the best.
A lot of good professional wrestling going on. I really liked Forbidden Door. You know, it's interesting because the perspective of being in a building for a show versus being at home changes everything.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, dude.
And we'll go into everything. And by the way, we're doing a Q&A also, so get your questions ready at the end of the show. If you want it bumped to the top of the line, you could do a super chat. I was at the Garden on Friday.
Yes.
I took the kids.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. You know, it's MSG. 18,000 people in that freaking building. It was packed. Packed.
Yeah, you were saying.
We had tremendous seats. They had a great time. I love that I could offer this to my kids, you know? I tell the story.
It's great.
My uncle would sneak us in to all these shows. He somehow would steal, like, staff shirts and vests. And he would pretend that he was some guy named Michael.
Uh-huh.
And he would be like, hey, it's me, Mike. And he would put on this accent. And
I'm
so
working
imagine
today.
this chubby Armenian guy,
Uh-huh.
like, doing a fake American accent.
Yeah. That's how I live my life.
And, you know, you would get us in, and I'm able to take my kids, and they got all these, like, cool little treats when they're there.
Yeah.
That was a really good show on TV. SmackDown.
Yeah.
That ending was unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Right? But it's so much stop and go.
You were saying at the live show.
At the live show. Because all those commercial breaks, you know, they go dark for some of them. They dim the lights. There's ads happening.
Showbiz.
It really is.
Yeah.
You are at a... Imagine if you went to a live Broadway show that had to cut for commercials.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
Very different perspective. I absolutely love that show. SmackDown was great. And then Forbidden Door, which was a 6-hour marathon of a show.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing was bing, bam, boom, one after
Non-stop.
another.
It was nonstop. It was awesome, yeah.
I thought I had a great time. I loved every match. I very much enjoyed every match. Not loved every match, very much enjoyed every match. However, on TV, some of those matches really did not come across the same.
I got messages yesterday about it from people who weren't at the show who were like, it didn't play well. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, oh, it just seemed like the crowd wasn't into it. And I was
my
like,
God.
yo, that crowd was into it.
You know, I was talking to Jess last night about this.
Yeah.
I would say, I'm not saying the same, right? It was not the same show, not the same crowd, different time. This crowd was very reminiscent of that All In 2021 crowd.
Yes.
They were into everything.
They were into
everything.
Lots of chants.
I don't know how it came across bad on TV, but that building was loud.
That building was very loud.
But we were also on Mars.
Oh, yeah. We were on another planet. We were exploring unknown realms.
You know, and it's a discussion for perspective.
Yes.
Again, you know, being in the building, you're seeing something very differently than everybody else. What a friendly audience, though. That crowd was, and I have to tell you, we ran into a lot of our viewers.
Yes.
Dude, everybody was great. Eric brought us drinks.
Yes.
Eric's actually friends with Coco.
Very nice, yeah.
Small world, right? He got us. What did he bring me? A Moscow Mule. He said, pick one. I said, all right, I'll pick that one.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was. It was delicious.
It was a nice little Moscow Mule. It was tasty.
Yeah.
It was tasty. Yeah, it was nice that we saw a lot of people that we know, and like, you know, we had a good crew going into it, you know. A shout out to Bellator Club Guy and Alex, Queen of the Ring, and Kyle.
By the way, great time with her.
Great time.
Alex is awesome.
Great time.
You know, it's funny because, you know, the community, the wrestling community, it's filled with a lot of like dickheads, you know? There's a lot of dick bags out there. But like everyone that we engage with, they're all great. Like everybody is like, there's a level of like, okay, you know what? We're here for the same reason, for the same silly reason, right?
Yes.
We're here for the same silly reason. Let us just enjoy this.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Corey and JJ at the show.
Yo, I was harassing.
I know
Corey.
you were bullying Corey.
I was bullying Corey that entire show. I was throwing stuff at him. I kept telling him fake scoops to tell Dave. Did you hear me say that? Yeah.
And by default, I feel like I have to be your hype man in those situations. I'm like, yeah.
I was going up. I went up to J-Day. I was like, can you please tell Tony about my vampire bookings?
Oh yes, yes.
It was just a good time, and you see people that you know.
Yeah.
It's always a good time, and AEW does well by us.
Absolutely.
For disclosure,
right?
Comp tickets to this, comp tickets at the Garden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, listen.
I don't do this for money. I do this for the experience. I don't give a shit about the money, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we worked hard.
We worked very hard.
Together.
We worked very hard at this. But it was a blast. I had a great time.
Yeah.
It's always great to see everybody. The crowd was great. I love the fan engagement. It's so freaking awesome to see people come up and talk about the show and talk about wrestling. It
was cool.
I really do. We've been doing this Matt Man we did for 500 episodes, and I'm going to get to the stories. I just wanted to we're not doing another show this week. There's no Matt Man for the next couple of weeks, so I kind of wanted to get everything in today.
It's not over, by the way.
It's not over. We did episode 5. We've done this since 2011.
Yeah, crazy. Hype bomb.
I think the community has gotten a lot better.
I agree with that.
Just like it's a better okay, guys, what are we doing?
Depending on where you go, absolutely. Because if you let the internet get to you, it'll mess with your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you ignore it and just hang out with the people that you like, you're fine.
You're fine. That's it.
That's really all it is. Because I think as far as the podcasters and the people who cover it, we're a united front, so to speak. We were chatting about that as well. And even sometimes people who you don't think are part of that united front are. Yeah. They really are. It's you guys who are the problem.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. Let's touch on some stuff here for Forbidden Door. We'll go there first, and then we'll move on to Raw and everything else. Crowd again. Very nice building.
Yes.
UBS is a fantastic building. The second time I've been there. First time it was for the circus. Second time also now for the circus. We had that nice little VIP area, that bar. That's where I was with Bob when I went. Those were my circus seats, by the way.
Let me tell you.
Those are my exact circuit seats.
Yeah. That was the niceness and importantness of it is not lost on us. As we get to that nice little area, it's like, oh, this is like a lounge.
It was a lounge.
They gave the press people a lounge.
But that whole section, it wasn't just the press.
Yeah,
it was that section 115, I think, to 113.
Yes.
At UBS. You have your own bar,
a salad.
You have a salad station. You have tacos.
That blew me away.
I know, and it's so clean.
Yes, it was very clean.
It's so clean up. It's a brand new building, and you're in Long Island. You're not around the mutants of New York City. I'm one of those mutants, by the way.
Oh yeah, complete with $18 tall boys of beers.
Yeah. $25 tall boys.
Wild.
I had a great time.
Yeah,
it was nice. We got to the building. Beautiful setup. They had about 11,000. New Japan announced 11,400. Tony announced just above 11,000.
Yeah.
That's, this was not tracking that aggressively with ticket sales early on. And the big concern was, will they go over 7,000? Because the last time they were there, they had about 7,300 people in the building. They very late ticket sales, but Tony packed that card very late. And it just shows with proper promotion, if you have matches that people want to see, they will show up and they will have a great freaking time. And it's the summer, dude. Great time.
Yeah.
0 Hour opened up with Kyle Fletcher and Serpentico. This was a very quick match. I know you guys have heard all the reviews, so this is going to be more of side chats with all these matches. We didn't see this match. We weren't there for this.
We were on the way there.
We were on our way, and then Malachi, the Kings
of the Black Throne.
Kings of the Black Throne.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that is what they're called.
Yeah.
We missed that too.
Yeah, that was a quick one, though.
That was a very quick one, too. We missed that opener. We got there for Willow and Tam Nakano against Momo Watanabe and Chris Statlander. This was a fun match. I got to tell you, Willow very over. Obviously, Long Island home welcome.
Yes.
Tam looked great. I thought this was a fun match. I very much like this. It was a pinfall via a hammerlock dragon suplex from Nakano. Very cool.
Up next, we had the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament first round match. Mariah May with Toni Storm and Luther beating Saraya via pinfall on a roll through bridge, adding more fire to the Mina Shirakawa story between Mariah May, Toni Storm, and Mina. This was a fun match.
Yeah.
This was a fun match. It's interesting when you see people wrestle in front of the live crowd. I'm not talking about their physically large appearance, but Saraya, for example, she looks gigantic.
Yeah.
Because she is a big performer.
Big performer. You know? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those actually that look so much larger than life.
Yeah.
When they're in the ring like that. Not that she's large.
Right. We also had, this was one of my favorite matches of the night, to be honest. Mystico and the Lucha Brothers.
So cool.
Yeah. Mystico and the Lucha Brothers versus LIJ.
My favorite.
Titan, Yodatsuji, and Takahashi. Great match. We got educated by Kyle on the way to the arena.
Kyle Davis.
Shout out to Kyle Davis. About how this is the truest Forbidden Door match in that CMLL and AAA have never worked well together.
Yeah. Dave was on with Tony, and he burst Tony's bubble because he thought this is the first time that they've ever teamed up.
Yeah.
These guys. And he's like, actually, no, this happened 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Yodatsuji. I've never seen him wrestle.
Yes.
I'm a big Yodatsuji fan. Total mark for him. Love it. The notes are being updated as we speak. I see MG typing away.
It's just nonsense, though.
Dear Roxanne Perez, I miss you. What are you writing to her?
Dear Eminem, he's doing the stand.
He's doing the stand, yeah.
He's pulling a stand over here.
I thought this was a great match. And that was, and the joke that I was saying was like, Tony put on a 2-night Forbidden Door this year with one night. Like, just a 0 hour.
Yeah.
What a great indie show.
Perfect indie show.
Right? What a perfect indie show. It was a 2 hour, it was an hour and a half pre-show. It was a little short. You could have added one more match, but you got Kyle Fletcher and Serpentico.
Yeah.
You got Malachi Black and Brody King against Private Party and Kyle O'Reilly and Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah.
Gabe Kidd, Roderick Strong. I mean, that's a tremendously big indie match.
Yes.
This was, the 0 hour was an unbelievable indie match from like 2017.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Great show, that 0 hour.
Yeah.
And Tony said it. He's like, listen, I'm trying to get people to tune in.
He's giving people good wrestling.
Yeah, that was great wrestling.
Yeah.
Dude, everything was great here. Opener, MJF.
Who'd have thought?
Hitch and Cero. I love this match. I thought it was a lot of good, just a lot of good, MJF is so fantastic. I went through the whole thing with my wife, and I was like, I met this guy. I called like one of his early matches in Long Island in a warehouse.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see people and you're like, this guy, this guy has it. It's like when I saw Bret Hart.
When you were 9 years old.
When I was 5 years old at the Garden. I looked at Stu and I said, that's the one.
That's the one.
I like how that story has evolved over the last decade of becoming more and more like I'm like an old-timey news guy. I took my cigar out. I'm like, Stu, that kid's got it.
You had a fedora with a little press card in it.
I was part of a group called the Muckrakers. I was 5 years old. I was the youngest member. I saw him and I was like, he's freaking incredible. And there was no thrills, you know?
No.
He's 2017. He was like 21.
Yeah. Maybe
fantastic.
Maybe 19.
And then a lot of people on that card got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Very, and one of them for a very heinous accusation.
Right.
But sometimes you see someone, right? And you do it. And look at where he's been in a very short period of time. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 7 years. In 7 years, you went from in a warehouse in Deer Park.
Right.
In an industrial zone.
Yes.
In front of, 40 people.
I've been to that warehouse.
You've been to that warehouse. I have many times. To, being the man in front of 11,000 people in your hometown where everybody is cheering for you. I mean, what an incredible feeling that has to be.
Crowd was hot for MJF. Crowd was hot for MJF's mom. MJF's mom was in the crowd holding an MJF sign. And at some point, I think she had to get escorted out. Correct me if I'm wrong, because she was getting mobbed by people.
What is that? What was happening?
I feel like
she was in the front row.
Yeah, I think she was getting mobbed by fans at one point. But MJF Hechicero, who knew? Who knew? What a great match. Did Hechicero charm you?
He did.
Did he conjure on you?
Yeah, he conjured on me, and he did good. I like that he conjured. He did the flare strut while conjuring.
So
what does he create?
I really thought there was gonna be some kind of reveal, like somebody was gonna come out as Hechicero and take the mask off. And
it was gonna be multiples.
Yeah, like it was gonna like Hangman shows up as Hechicero, or something like that. You know what I mean? Adam Cole's.
Dude, I was saying this to Alex next to us, and I was like, I love like the beefy Mexican wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
They got that wide stance, like
all mad wide, big,
all wide, and
one
they got
line
a little
of definition,
and they're a little hunched like this. Man, what a. It's so classic.
It really is.
Like he looks like a classic luchador.
It really is. Like he was giving
top heavy.
Yeah, he was giving off very like Blue Demon El Santo vibes.
Yeah, dude, he's great. Yeah. Really fantastic. Loved it. I like that Max is using that sheer drop brainbuster now.
Yeah,
cool. As his finish.
Classic.
Right after this, dude, and you took this photo that we're using on, and it's on Twitter too. You took a beautiful photo of Okada. You have tremendous photos that you got to go through.
Yeah.
The Elite AEW International Champion Kazuchika Okada and the AEW Tag Team Champions Matthew and Nicholas against Hiroshi Tanahashi, which very cool that we got to see.
Yes,
and the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
I like that Tanahashi ate the pin.
Yes.
We got the worst version of Tanahashi versus
Okada. Yeah.
But it really didn't matter.
But the best version too
of Okada,
because
people hate it, right? They do not like that Okada is subjugated to stupid jokes. I'm like,
oh, it's the best.
So, like, you guys want story, you want character, you don't just want wrestling, and then you get that, and you're like, well, I don't want this. He should be a good wrestler. I'm like, guys, what is going on?
He's so fantastic. It doesn't diminish the fact that he's Kazuchika Okada, right? When you see him come out, you still get thrilled, regardless if he's a babyface or a heel, right?
Yeah.
But him going for the wide, this played very well to the live crowd. Him going for the Rainmaker, about teasing it, right?
Yeah.
But then just giving the finger to the crowd.
Yeah, so good.
Oh, as people were like so hyped to see the pose, and then all of a sudden he's like,
I am big on energy, right? Like this is like my weird spiritual bullshit I'm gonna preach to you guys.
Yeah.
I feed off of that, and I think being around people that are having a great time will totally change the entire dynamic of that show.
Yeah.
Right? If nobody is responding, how over does that get? If people are having a good time and they're a little loose and they realize the silliness of what we are doing here, they're going to have a great fucking time. And everybody had a great time, and it heightened the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did not get a 5-star match from Okada and Tanahashi.
That's fine.
The odds of us ever seeing that, again, are going to be very slim. But what a treat for us as an American, as somebody, both of us, we have followed Japanese wrestling for majority of our teenage years to adulthood, to be able to see two of the greatest in the ring together. We got to see Muta. That is a tremendous blessing for us as fans.
Yeah.
I find it fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to sit here and criticize that it's not a 5-star match. We're not going to get that from this.
Right. Exactly.
And I know what the expectation is.
Listen, Okada's only 36, dude.
Is he 36?
Yeah. How many?
He's that old?
How many? I was gonna say he's that young. He's only 36. How many more 5-star dream matches are we gonna get from this guy? A million, right? One of the things that popped me very much in the crowd was Scissor Me Daddy Ace.
Scissor Me Daddy Ace, yeah.
And also, listen, I don't know about you guys. I mentioned this on the show the other day. Billy Gunn came with the slide in, right, to make the save at the end. And I just want Billy Gunn versus Okada.
Well, I know, me too.
I want a 25-minute Billy Gunn Okada match.
Just for you.
Just for me, where they just go. And I want like New Japan Okada. I want that level of Okada against Billy Gunn.
I
It'll
would
happen.
love that. I would love that.
It'll happen. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen,
Somebody.
Okada.
We got the 2024 Men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup Tournament, first round. Bryan Danielson defeated Takagi. Shigo Takagi with a disarmor arm breaker. And again, fantastic. Fantastic. This was probably, was this the match of the night for you? No, the main was great.
Oh, was this the match of the night?
Outside of the
for
main.
me?
Outside of the main. Actually, what was the match of the night for you?
Outside of the main, I feel like I was really tickled by that Okada match, to be honest with you. I really love the ladder match because I fell for it.
You liked the ladder match?
I fell for Takeshita almost winning.
Okay.
And we were so hyped. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when he ascended that ladder and the crowd was so into it, you
Yeah.
know? And you were like, oh man, is Takeshi going to get it? You believed in him.
You believed in
right?
him, yeah.
It didn't matter if he's a heel. You believed in him. And then all of a sudden, not Takeshita, Jack Perry. I feel like that was a good moment. Also, arguably one of the best Blue Thunder bombs through the tables.
Yeah, that was
forever.
incredible.
ELP knocked it out of the park. And I
Knocked
feel
it
like
out of the park.
I feel like the American crowd is not too familiar with ELP.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of the problem, right?
Yeah, I think they just, you know.
Oh,
yeah,
the Mark Briscoe
yeah. Oh
bump,
my God.
too. That was another one.
Honestly, also really love the Tony Storm match with Mina Shirakawa.
I thought the ending was great. I thought they left it, you know, they both left together. You know, they did a whole thing.
The triple kiss.
Yeah, the triple kiss. That's what we did. Me, you, and Kyle.
That's usually how we end the podcast.
That is how we end the podcast every time. Where were we?
What about you? What was your? We were at the Danielson Takagi match.
Okay. I love the Danielson Takagi match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the main was really good. I love the main. I'll go through the card. We'll go through it here. Sure. The one that actually kind of got lost on me was Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Did you guys, did it come across like that on TV for you guys? I kind of was like, I don't know if it was like the kind of lull in the process.
I think it was. I also think that was the only spot that match could have been in.
Yeah.
And I feel like the crowd was so invested into Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa that the Zack Sabre Cassidy match, I feel like it was, people were still buzzing from the match before. Yeah. And I feel like this match may have fallen on deaf ears.
It's quite possible.
Yeah. But it was great. It was great.
You got Shibata, Samoa Joe, and Hook against Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb in the Learning Tree.
Mm-hmm. Jericho and Big Bill.
So they were booing Jericho here.
Oh yeah,
telling him to retire. They don't want to see him.
What was the chant? You don't got it anymore or some shit, and not you still have it.
What was it?
Was like,
I went out to go get a drink.
Yeah.
During this match,
I think they were chanting "You don't got it."
You don't got it.
Yeah.
What was it, MJ? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I know he yelled at the crowd when they said that. He's like, "No, I'm not retiring," or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we got a little super chat here.
Yeah.
Good morning, you handsome bastards. From Just Ricardo. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Andrew, do you own any shirts that have sleeves? Yes.
No.
But not in the summer. In the winter.
No. This is a sleeveless house.
I cut off all the sleeves off my shirts. Button downs, no sleeves. Jackets, suit jackets, no sleeves.
Straight up IRS style.
Yeah, IRS style. Everything.
Let's see. Yeah, people were booing Jericho.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I got up and I got kind of coerced at the bar there. I got stuck talking to the bartender. You know what I'm talking about?
The lady or the
Yeah.
Well, she was hooking it up, dude.
Yeah, she was hooking it up.
Not to blow up her spot, but this lady was really hooking it up. Shibata, Samoa Joe, Hook beating Jeff Cobb in a Learning Tree. Fun, nice and quick.
Yeah.
Right? I do like how when Samoa Joe teams up with people now, they do his walkaway spot.
Yeah, I like that. I like that spot a lot too.
Ladder match, TNT Championship ladder match. Jack Perry defeated Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Jack Perry, Lio Rush, Dante Martin, and El Phantasmo to win the title. Lio Rush is another guy that is minuscule in stature, but looks
huge in personality.
Very big in the ring, in personality.
You are right. El Phantasmo, I don't know why people were not as into him as we are.
Yeah, I think he was one of those lost members of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
You know, but I like that guy works, man. That guy's great. Let's see, TBS Championship and New Japan Strong Women's Championship. Mercedes Moné defeated Stephanie Vicaire.
So this was interesting.
Stephanie Vicaire looked tremendous.
Okay, you know what's funny? I don't think it came across like that on TV.
Really?
Okay, I'm gonna let's ask the chat room right now, because I have seen a lot of criticism about her in that match.
Yes.
Okay. I did not see that live. I thought I was very impressed by her. Yeah. And the crowd, she impressed so much where the crowd turned on Mercedes and started booing her because she's from Boston.
The crowd broke into a giant Celtics sucks chant.
Okay, so I guess I saw bad takes. Like, she looked incredible and came off like a superstar. Look at the chat room. Thought she looked incredible.
Yeah, she looked great.
Good match. I think their first one was a bit better. I don't remember the first one. She came off great on pay-per-view. Stephanie looked amazing.
Yeah, she really did.
I got goosebumps, and I don't really get that too much with wrestling because The Rock owns that trademark.
Yeah.
And I could only do it once. My arms are hairy. Look at this. Feel spikes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get smooth.
Somebody didn't shave today.
I gotta get smooth.
She came across so good to that live crowd.
Oh, dude, definitely a star. You want to talk about what?
Kyle was getting mad at us because we were booing Mercedes.
yeah. But we were doing this thing.
Yes.
At one point, I had taken one of my my poison pills, my edible.
Yes.
My enhancements. There you go.
Yeah.
And I started doing this, and then I realized I've been doing it for like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. It was nice, man. It was nice being on Jupiter.
Dude, it was great.
My one complaint was that those two spotlights were right in our face.
I texted someone. I'm like, can you guys please turn the lights off?
That was the only thing. I was like, I don't like that these lights are right in front of us.
Dude, Stephanie Vicaire was remarkable. And I hope she came across like that. I just saw, it was like a lot of meh that I saw about that match. And I was like, I thought Mercedes, first of all, Mercedes was fantastic too. Okay?
Yeah.
No question about it. You want to talk about presentation coming off like larger than life? She's one of those. She's a complete act.
Absolutely.
I feel the same way about her as a complete act as I had Jade in AEW.
Ooh, okay.
Right? She came off as a complete act. I mean, listen, AEW starts, Jade is there, she gets that TBS title, she's doing that nice run.
Yep.
I mean, I can tell you now, regularly I would be asked if I know anything about her deal, what her story is.
Yeah.
From people in WWE, and I was told that there's tremendous interest in Jade.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
And look
at her now.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know how this version of her will come across. I think they need to protect her a little bit. But again, larger than life character. You look at her and you say, this is somebody. This is a superhero. I feel the same way about Mercedes. Mercedes has that it factor.
She does have that it factor. And listen, this match, you have Mercedes winning that Strong Women's Championship because it was for 2 belts and retaining the TBS Championship. The returning Britt Baker made an appearance at the top of the ramp.
Yeah.
With a stare down. Very cool.
Very cool. I think they've done this year. I was told late last year that a lot of focus is going to be put on the women's division.
Yes. And the crowd went nuts for Britt Baker too. Look
at what they have now. They have set up so much good wrestling and storylines. You know, like Mina's incredible.
Oh yeah.
I'm not as familiar with Stardom as I should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as deep into the Japanese women's wrestling scene as I should.
Yeah, you don't get deep Joshi.
Dude, I have, you know what? Alex does Joshi.
Yeah.
I should, she'd be great. We should talk to her about it. There's so much great talent out there. And I feel like AEW this year, they made a prime focus, a major focus to pivot to putting on a great female division. And look, they have the best contractual, anybody available they have.
All I thought missing is Jamie Hayter.
And she's coming back.
Yeah.
She's next. So
very
good
cool
stuff.
Yeah, very cool. Up next, you had, I feel like this was arguably the most confusing match of the night.
Yeah, why? What happened here?
Naito beating Jon Moxley to get the IWGP Championship back. I just feel like their chemistry. Me personally, I feel like the way it read in the arena was that their chemistry was off by half a second.
You know what? I felt exactly the same way.
Yeah, and then the pin that kind of came out of nowhere, I feel like that deflated the crowd a little bit. You know, where you're like, oh,
I don't know. Again, I don't know if this match went on in a time where people were kind of taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Because, listen, the main event was big. That crowd was alive for that match. I don't know what the deal with this was. I don't.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It was something. I don't know if it was timing. I don't know if it was the hour it went on.
Was it us?
Was it us? Was it me?
Was it us? Was it an us thing? I don't know. I feel like it was 1, 2, 3. Mox with the big entrance came out to the Death Rider theme, which I love.
Yeah.
Naito, great entrance, and then the match went it feel like it went super quick and had kind of like a too quick of an ending, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect it to be over that quickly with that finish.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But again, guys, tell us: is it us? Did we fuck up? Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
We're allowed like one F-bomb.
One episode. Yeah. One curse an episode, or else the Blue Chew advertising gets pulled. AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. Swerve Strickland, champion with Prince Nana, and Jim Jones.
Yep.
Defeated AEW International Champion Will Ospreay via pinfall. This was interesting. So the ref was taken out. Don Callis tries to give a screwdriver to Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Nana takes him out. Ospreay then threatens to stab Nana with the screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty much how it went. But had second thoughts and tosses the tool away. Stupid, dumb babyface move. Ospreay got back into the ring. Swerve hit the house call. Swerve stomped to try to pick up the win. Ospreay kicked out. The building erupted.
Yeah.
Swerve then hit the house call and stomp to try to pick up the win. He kicked out, obviously. Then he gets back up, hits him with another house call before hitting the JML driver for the win.
Very cool.
Great. And that was it. Ospreay was Kyle Fletcher came out to the ring, was helping out Ospreay, and this is where we're at now.
Very cool show.
Yeah.
Very long show.
Very long show.
I think it might be an us thing.
No, it did go long. It did go long.
If you give me a wrestling pay-per-view from 7:30 to 10:30,
oh, the best.
Happy boy.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Well, you know what the problem is? Like, I was feeling good after this show, and I was
Yeah.
like, I could go out for a drink.
Right.
But where?
Right.
It's so late.
Yeah.
It's done.
No.
The city that never sleeps.
We were asleep.
We were asleep.
We both immediately went home to our family.
They announced, so I don't remember seeing this in the arena, but New Japan announced that they'll be hosting Wrestle Dynasty. The event's going to take place at the Tokyo Dome, January 5th, 2024. So this is opposed to doing a second night of Wrestle Kingdom. They're doing the second night Wrestle Dynasty. So it's going to feature AEW, New Japan, Stardom, and CMLL?
Yeah. Noah.
Oh?
Is that supposed to be Noah, MJ?
He's warding, dude.
Is he conjuring?
Oh?
Oh.
Oh. My Uncle O. I have an Uncle O.
There we go. ROH.
Okay, thank you. Oh, my Uncle O's wrestling.
Ring of Honor. Okay. AEW, New Japan, Stardom, Ring of Honor, and CMLL. Very cool. This is technically the second night of Wrestle Kingdom, right?
This is technically the second night of Wrestle Kingdom.
When did they do 3 nights in a row? Was that?
No, never.
No, they did.
Well, they do the night after.
No. Remember, like 2.
No. They did 3 nights?
Yeah, they did 3 nights. Yeah. It was their version of that. You remember that?
No.
Because nobody watched that third one.
I don't remember anything about this.
It was Noah and New Japan as the third night. 2022, I think.
They did it during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of remember this. You want me to? I'm going to ward back into that year. Ready?
Glitched out a little bit.
Here, I'm doing it.
Get into that fugue state.
They did it during COVID. All right. I thought that was a great show. I had an effing blast.
Mm-hmm. It was fun, man. We had a great time. Good crowd, good crew, good food, good beers, good drinks.
Yeah.
Good extras.
Let's see. Any weird moments?
They're all weird.
Yeah, we went to press beforehand.
That was great.
And everybody was blown away. They liked it. Everybody liked it.
Yeah. We got yelled at by Anastasia.
Nastasia just harassed us, and yeah, because I got there like at 3:30, right? So she's like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know, getting a fucking drink."
Not a fan of work, Nastasia.
She's like, "Ugh, what do you guys want?" And she does it with like a half smile. So like, okay, whatever. She's just being herself.
Street Nastasia is the best.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Kyle's like, "I'm gonna get a martini," and she goes, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he made a fucking fantastic martini.
Yeah.
And he looked at it, he goes, and she's like, "Is it good?" He goes, "It'll do."
Oh. I accidentally threw my phone at her.
Yeah, you did. Fucking just chucked it at her.
It looked like I threw my phone at her.
Big shout out to the guys at Press. They got 3 locations.
Yeah.
Rockville Center here in Long Island, Plainview, Long Island, home of MJF, and here in Bayside they got one.
They got one in Plainview?
Yeah, they just opened it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was Huntington, Rockville.
They were looking at Huntington years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They were looking. Yeah, so very cool. Guys, get your questions ready. We're going to do a Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to get out of here. Let's talk about Beach Break.
Yeah,
This looks like a good card, man.
Yeah.
This Wednesday.
Pac versus Bryan Danielson for the Owens Hart Foundation semifinal.
You know what this match is? You want to know something insane?
Please.
I don't know this for a fact. But I have visions that we have seen this match happen on WWE Main Event.
I feel
front
the
of
same
nobody.
way. Yeah.
Right? Do you feel that? Like this Neville versus Daniel Bryan on WWE Main Event as the main event?
When Neville used to come out with the cape?
That match had to have happened in front of a very bored audience.
Yeah.
And just presentation matters, right?
Yeah.
And then now you can take this match and put it in front of a main show and tell you it matters, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I really want to see this.
This is going to be awesome. Also, can you, since we're not doing Mat Men for the next couple of weeks, can you please tell the crowd your theory of how you want Danielson to get reverse Montreal?
Oh, yeah, reverse Montreal. Yeah. I'm tired of him talking about not wanting the title. I don't care, Brian. It's not what you want. It's about what I want, and I don't care what the audience thinks. So, you have to. I want Tony to reverse Montreal and like force him to be the champion.
So somebody eats a pin and he gets the belt.
No, they do. Yeah, they do a fast pin.
Yeah.
Okay, the Hogan fast Sting pin. And instead of like there being shenanigans, they just give him the belt. They shut the lights off. Everybody leaves the building. It's like a fire sale. Everybody out the door. He's just standing there. He doesn't even know what happened.
Reverse
Next
Montreal.
thing he knows, he's the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has to stay a little bit longer.
He's got to reverse Montreal.
Yeah.
So good.
Tony runs, throws the belt, shuts the lights off, and it's over.
That's it. Yeah.
No music, nothing.
Listen, I'd love to see that. I would love to see a reverse Montreal. That would be God, that would be up there. That would be up there.
Has that ever happened?
Like, wow, we're putting the title on you. No, I don't want it. And then, you're going to play nice.
Oh,
you're going to do the job.
You're going to do it?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, first pin
1, 2, 3.
attempt.
No, like 3 seconds in.
Mm-hmm.
First, yeah, you're right. They oh yeah, we'll do like a quick pin. Done. Everybody's gone.
Amazing.
Like a Simpsons bit.
Amazing.
Building's empty.
Amazing. We're going to do questions in a bit.
Someone
right?
has to make that now. Someone has to
Yes.
make that entire thing.
Please. You're also getting Jeff Jarrett versus Wild Card.
Yeah. So
who's Wild Card?
yeah, he's from CMLL. He's a '90s wrestler from CMLL.
Wild Card.
And he's just crazy. You know what he does? He like spins and he throws a card, and if like depending on what kind of card you get like a different version of him.
Oh, I like that.
A lot of people were upset that Jarrett's in here until you listen to his 9-minute interview about that poor man and the trauma of Owen's death and what it's done to him. And I'm like, I don't want him to lose now in that first round. I don't want him to lose in the first round.
Yeah.
And listen, if it's Hangman, he has to lose.
Right. If it's Hangman, he has to. What if it's Ricochet? Is Ricochet out of his contract?
Ricochet's out of the contract, but I think you're going to save him for Ospreay.
Dijak.
Listen, I think Dijak has. Maybe Dijak's done too.
Dijak did. What happened?
I don't know.
Dijak. I think
my microphone's a little flaccid.
I think Dijak was at Forbidden Door.
Was he?
I think so. I think he posted a picture online of him at the arena, just hanging out.
I would hope so. Oh, you know who else was there? The guy from the Bump that got fired.
That's right. Yeah,
He was walking around there.
I think if it's Dijak, it's okay if he loses to Jeff Jarrett. I feel like it won't hurt him.
Dijak. Yeah, a lot of people said it could maybe Davey Boy.
All right.
You know, like fun ideas. A
That
lot of
would be
people are
cool.
thinking Christian.
Interesting. Christian versus Jeff Jarrett. I don't like it. For some reason, I don't like it.
Christian versus Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
We're back to Raw in 1998.
Yeah, because I want Jeff Jarrett to at least get a couple of wins.
Why was that era the big like bouncing off the ropes era?
It was
Everybody
huge, yeah.
just bumped off the rope. Like it was just constantly going off the ropes. It could be Hangman, and you know he is returning. I don't know where you're going to inject him. They had that video promo for him.
Yeah.
Does he come after Swerve? Does he go after the Elite? Is he part of the Elite? Does he go after Okada? You know,
Right.
You have so many options here. I don't know. We'll find out.
We also have the Women's Owen Hart Foundation semifinal: Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale. That's going to be a good match.
Yep.
AEW International Championship: Will Ospreay versus Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. Britt Baker's going to come out, and Mercedes has her double championship celebration.
I wonder if we are going to see MJF on this. We should.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I feel like, you know, like they this is what they've announced, but Beach Break, you know, you're going to get some cool stuff.
Yeah, you got some good stuff. Media rights. Tony had a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
There was a lot of buzz in that building from people that are, you know, I would say in the know.
Yeah.
Everybody was speaking that this deal is very close.
Yeah.
I mean, where I've been sitting at, you know, it's you gotta. It takes sometimes at the end. It takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But Tony during the Forbidden Door media call said that they were in the red zone when he did his interview with Dave and Bryan on Friday for Wrestling Observer Radio. I believe he said they were at the 20-yard line.
Very cool.
So somebody said at the show, "Oh no, we're closer to the 10 now." So
okay.
A lot of stuff. There was also no blood on that show. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Do you know why?
Yes. Why?
The head of the State Athletic Commission was front row.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea about that. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I was also shocked that nobody bled during the ladder
Well,
match.
you know, New York,
Yeah.
you cannot bleed in New York.
Yeah,
like,
you're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to bleed in New York, like ever. No, like in hospitals too.
Yeah.
There's no bleeding
At your house?
at your house. You can't
get
you
arrested.
Can't. Dude, I got a little scratch on my arm.
I had to hide you in my cellar for
You
a
had
week.
to hide me. Yeah, they were coming after me. No blood. No blood. That's that's my rule.
No blood?
Eating in public. That's what I do.
yeah.
I find you. When I'm the mayor of this big city, no eating in public.
Were you judging everybody while they were eating at press?
Yo, not press. No, you're supposed to eat there, but the ice cream, at the show.
Can we talk about that?
I turned into a psychopath, and I was raging.
I found that whole thing so hysterical. We were in our little media section, and all of a sudden, these two adult gentlemen came down the staircase with ice cream cones. And this guy elbows me, and he's like, "Would you look at that? Would you look at that? There's nothing sillier and stupider than grown men eating ice cream in public. What is this?" And listen, I get so tickled by the shit you say to me. Like more often than not.
It enraged me.
It's
I'm
the
so
best.
sorry. I don't want.
Don't apologize to me.
Why do we have soft serve in a cone at the show?
For men to eat.
It's a dirty thing to eat. It's first of all, milk.
Do you consider
frozen milk at a wrestling show? That's what you're consuming.
Do you consider, when you put it that way, it's gross. When you consider, like, where is it okay to eat ice cream on a cone if you're an adult man?
Alone. Alone. And I'm not saying there's any implication to what you do. I'm just saying the act, there's an annoyance.
Okay.
Now, frozen pops. Frozen pops, totally fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you can bite into those.
You can bite into those.
The other thing, you're licking.
Yeah.
And
Italian ice, no problem. Gelato in a bowl, fine. Food in a bowl.
with a spoon.
Ice cream in a bowl, totally okay.
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Getting all your hands all wet. I love it. I don't care.
And I started yelling at them.
Yeah.
I was like, do you believe this?
Can you believe these guys?
First of all, also the salad bar is ridiculous.
I was pleasantly surprised by the salad bar. I was like, salad bar, that's cool. Because I was like, my whole thing was, I have to eat before I get there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to eat nachos at the arena.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the only option.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
we ate. I had.
Yeah.
By the way, I had a salad. I had a delicious Mediterranean salad before we went.
Beautiful.
No carbs.
Beautiful. Zero carbs.
How dare these people eat ice cream and enjoy themselves
In front of you.
In front of me.
Don't-
I don't want anybody enjoying themselves childlike in front of me. I don't want childlike joy happening in public. Couple people together, great. That's okay. You know what? You got a group of 8 guys. Everybody's having a good time. I get it.
No glee. You don't want any glee.
What is this? What is this? The summer of '92? You're enjoying your ice cream in August? In June?
I love it. Sun's out. No ice cream for you.
Terrible. Terrible.
Do you let your kids eat ice cream?
Yeah. They're kids. They're allowed.
They're fine.
They're allowed.
When are you going to cut that off, though?
The ice cream?
Yeah, how old?
13. No ice cream after 13. No.
That's
when you become a real man.
You know, I gotta say, I feel like that's definitely. Little side note here, guys. Sorry. I feel like that's something one of our dads would definitely say. Like, you can't have ice cream after you're 13.
Listen. You're too old for ice cream. Listen, when I was 12, I was remanufacturing rack and pinions. There was no ice cream. Fuck. Ice cream? That would be my father.
I love it when Fred shows up. The best.
I'm going to bring him on the show.
Oh, please.
Listen, Tony, what the fuck? You're giving them ice cream?
I think he would just get mad. He'd get mad at us.
Our producers are yelling at us to go to Money in the Bank. All right, give me your stupid Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Where is this?
Yeah.
Where is the notes?
There we go. All right. Paul Heyman.
There we go. Yeah, thank you.
All right. What are we doing for are we watching Money in the Bank?
Yeah. Money in the Bank. Here we go. Damian Priest, Seth Rollins.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna talk about Damian right now. Okay. Does Damian drop it to Seth?
No.
I hope not.
No, I don't think so.
I like him as a champion.
I don't think so.
It looks like it's gonna be him and Balor at one point.
I'm cool with that.
Me too.
I want Balor to have that belt back.
Yeah.
I feel like he never got. Talk about Drew never getting the run he deserved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Balor never got the run.
Dude, you know what? We are in a very different trajectory because Balor getting hurt, right?
Yeah. It effed him up.
It allowed Owens to get the title.
Yes.
And to lose it to Goldberg.
In Goldberg, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how it happened? Isn't that how it transitioned? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because that was a time that I asked, I was like, why? Like, why go this avenue? And they said, it's a new title.
Mm-hmm.
They need to show that this is a legitimate world championship.
Yeah.
You know, Jericho, I think at that time was still there, and that was another option. They were thinking about putting it on Jericho. I remember that conversation.
That was supposed to be the main event of WrestleMania.
Was that the main event
It
of
was
WrestleMania?
supposed to be Owens Jericho that year. And then all of a sudden it was, oh, Goldberg's back.
Yeah, they wanted to build the legacy of that title.
Yeah.
And exactly what AEW is doing, by the way. This is something that has been, I don't know if it's parallel thinking or certain people from WWE came over and kind of suggested this. I don't know. But when that belt was created, they really wanted to change the legacy of that title. AEW is doing that right now with all their belts. Think about it. The TNT title got messed up, but Edge was their champion. Kazuchika Okada, champion of the continents.
Yes.
The international, the champion of the internationals.
Intercontinental.
They're gonna merge that belt.
Intercontinental. It's
Yeah.
going to happen.
So it's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Women's Money in the Bank match: Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria. Did I say it wrong?
Lyra Valkyria.
Valkyria.
It reminded me because a few weeks ago, a guy in our chat room said, I will give you $20 if you pronounce her name right.
That's really funny. I want it to be Lyra Valkyrie.
Yes.
I don't like Valkyria.
Right.
Valkyria.
Yeah.
Naomi, Tiffany Stratton and Zoe Stark. Tiffany Stratton was
Great.
very over in the Garden.
I think Tiffany Stratton takes it.
Okay, you know what? I can see that.
Or Chelsea Green. I think maybe it's her time.
All right.
I'd like that.
Men's Money in the Bank, Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes. I almost said Carmelo Anthony. I'm like,
Carmelo
that would be
Anthony's back.
fun. Carmelo Anthony's back one last season. Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre. So who takes this?
I honestly, I want Andrade to win. But I think it's going to be Jey Uso. But is he too cool to hold a briefcase?
Well, I'll tell you, Andrade opened the MSG show with the speed match.
Okay.
And I'm like, why? Why is he on this? Why is he there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know why, because Ricochet left, but why is he there? He should be in a much better position. This is a great position for him to be, and he's an unbelievable wrestler. You're going Jey Uso or Drew McIntyre?
You know, I feel like putting it on Drew would add more to the story, where if he does the cash-in and CM Punk ruins it for him again.
Oh, man.
Or you have something where Punk somehow gets the belt.
He cashes in at the end of the night.
Yeah. Yeah. Ben Punk ruins it for him.
And Punk ruins it for him. I'm not liking this CM Punk. He's a rascal, that one. What a rascal. He's just doing practical jokes.
I'm okay with that. I like that. He's like a Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
I like this next match I'm actually pretty hyped for. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker.
I want Braun Breaker to go full Scott Steiner. Did you watch the Steiner documentary where they pretty much tell you like Scott was on steroids and he was insane?
Oh, really?
Did you
I got
catch
eyes.
it?
I've seen what that guy looked like.
I was shocked. They were like, yeah, he just got really big. And he's like, he goes, I've never failed a drug test. And somebody in the comments wrote, yeah, that's because Scott thinks testing positive is good.
Oh, that's good. Wasn't there a whole thing when he was in WWE? They wanted him to take a wellness test.
Yeah, and he said, "I'll take it when Hunter takes one."
Yeah, and he said, and then they just dropped it. Right?
Dropped it.
That guy was jacked.
But
bro.
listen, listen, man. It's not cut and dry. It's not black or white.
Yeah,
like I could not pass a USADA test.
yeah, hit it. Hit that bicep. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm not even big.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at
I'm
that.
not even big. So big. So big. Why did he say that in that promo?
I was flexing on Kyle the entire night. I was just like trying to get big on him.
You know what I mean? Like, but there are people that are far larger than me, and all of a sudden somehow they miraculously pass these tests. So listen, you got a good doctor, and he knows what he's doing. That's all.
Yeah, whatever, man. Who cares? You know what? Let these guys do whatever they want.
As
long as they're not like, you know what upsets me
as long
more?
as they're not killing themselves.
Right. You know what upsets me more than, oh no, so and so took steroids? When you find out that somebody just like he couldn't take an Uber home and he's driving drunk.
Yeah, far worse.
That upsets me more than like, I don't dude, I want these guys to be on steroids.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're in this position that you're in, and you could take a fucking Uber home, dude. Why are you driving?
Get as big as get as big as possible, please. Same thing with baseball. You know what? I don't care that Mark McGwire took steroids.
Oh, you know what? That how many F-bombs have we had so far?
We're a little loose today. We're coming off that high of AEW Forbidden Door.
I gotta tell you, like I don't
right. You
I
want
don't,
Mark McGwire to get.
I want people to be healthy.
Pounds,
I want people to be healthy, and I want them to look good.
Fucking ripping dingers, bro.
Dude, you know who was on steroids? Andy Pettit.
Yeah,
and he was a scrawny dude.
He was a thin man.
Twerp.
I used to love. I was never. I'm a Mets guy. We live 10 minutes from Citi Field, formerly Shea Stadium. I've always loved and respected Andy Pettit.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Listen, those Yankees are great.
Yeah,
I have no beef with the Yankees.
Late 90s Yankees, great team.
The best. Cool,
yeah, great team.
Now you know what's better?
Was that
86 Mets.
86 Mets. Forget
Dirty
it.
boys.
Get that Hojo corking them bats, baby. 6-man tag.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Tamatanga, Tongaloa, and Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Do we get a Hikuleo?
Do we get a Hikuleo run-in?
But this Paul Heyman's business was remarkable.
Unbelievable.
You know, he did not sleep the night before so he could look like that.
Oh, he looked so terrible.
What a
It was
method
great.
actor.
Yeah. So fantastic. He looked awful. People were saying, what was it? He was hanging out with RVD before the show because his eyes are all red.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Money in the Bank.
Yeah. It'll be a fun show.
Is this on Saturday or Sunday?
It's Saturday.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Why couldn't this be on the afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh, don't we have our shindig on?
Yeah.
We do, right?
Yeah.
Saturday.
Your shindig.
Yeah. I have a party on Saturday.
Dig those shins.
We got a party. What's the theme my wife has?
Summer. Welcome to summer.
I think it's like an Amalfi Coast theme.
Yeah.
I think we're doing like Italian with like champagne. Yeah, this is the champagne party.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm excited. MG, you're not invited.
Yeah. No, he's the butler. I'm gonna take him out of the cupboard.
You making him Luther?
Yeah.
Take him out of the cupboard.
I put him away. I shrink him. I got like a little shrink ray. And I go, enough of you. And then I put him right away.
That's what that noise is.
That's why he grunts. That's him shrinking.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Q&A, boys and girls.
Guys, if you have a super chat us. If you have a question, super chat us. We'll answer it first.
Yeah.
If you have a question, just ask it. Do whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what? Do all the steroids. I want to see our fans do steroids and get like real jacked. I want like an army of jacked Beyond the Bell fans / Matt.
Dude,
fans.
I flashed my abs to MG before.
Oh, he lost it, right?
Yeah.
He got a little weak in the knees.
I'm getting that Joe Rogan belly. It's great. I'm gonna turn into a toad soon.
Get that etchy Cerro belly.
I can't wait to turn into a toad like him.
That'll be amazing.
All right, let's do it.
Good morning, you handsome bastards, from Just Ricardo. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
We got Paul Anthony Moss. Watched on TV and was blown away at how good Stephanie Vaquero was. She's a star and outshined Mercedes. Do you see TK trying to bring her in full time? Anything could happen, right?
I think how do you not think about that?
Right.
You know, she came off very good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. We'll see. I don't know. I think she's gonna be at the night before All In. She's gonna be doing an indie show, so she's out there. So I'm curious if it's kind of in the cards for her to be involved.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
David Camp, Dynamite episode 250 is coming on July 17th. Sounds like a good show to announce a new TV deal.
I will give you a little scoop ski.
Ooh, a little scoop ski.
Okay, is that somebody? Before I say this, somebody answer this. Is that when the finals are for the tournament?
For the Owen tournament?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, look it up, MJ.
Okay, because I was told that there is a mega main event for that show.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have no idea. It could be bullshit. It could change. I don't know. Okay?
Yeah.
When you quote me on this, you could say Andrew Zarian said, this could be bullshit. It could change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I was told that show will have a huge main event.
Okay.
Oh, it is the finals.
Okay, very cool.
Or maybe not. Am I right?
That's when they reverse Montreal.
They reverse Montreal Danielson. I don't know. Maybe that's the match with Danielson. Maybe it's Danielson and whoever the to be announced is. Jeff Jarrett. I was told that it's a mega main event. Did you find out, MJ?
Yeah.
Your research. I put you back on the mic. Your research is very slow today.
Yeah. Appalling, some might say.
Yeah.
I'm appalled.
Yeah.
It listed as the arena for July 17th, 2024.
Yeah, but I think the final will be the week before Calgary.
Okay.
So
I thought it was Calgary. I thought, yeah.
I don't know. But I was told that they're going to have a huge main event level, pay-per-view level main event.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was said to me.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means. I don't know who it could be. I don't know if it's something else. I don't know.
This is from Just Ricardo. Small sack of monies for Rich's Roid Fund. I gotta get these arms big, man. I'm not even on camera.
Do you want to just go the opposite way? Get big like Vader and wear a mask?
Real like. Ooh. I have no muscles, guys.
Finals 10th July in Calgary. Okay, so the finals on the 10th of July. So this is July 17th.
Okay.
Big mega main event apparently.
Great. I'm with it. Side note, happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday was Bobby Bonilla Day.
Just Ricardo says wild card equals El Torito.
Ooh.
I would love that.
That's a good wild card.
Davey Boy would be cool. Let's see. Do you think AEW's renewed focus on the women's will help expand the audience just like it did WWE, or would it be different?
I think they realize the importance in having a strong female base. I definitely see the importance of it.
Okay. This is from Sean. When do you think guys When do you guys think Julia shows up on NXT to challenge Roxanne and beat her?
I don't know. She's hurt, right?
Is she
injured.
hurt?
She was supposed to be there by now.
I thought it was a visa thing. I guess she's okay.
Yeah, give me.
Sure.
All right, what's the update?
Hit it.
So she apparently posted a couple days ago that she's getting it checked next week and seeing if it's healed. And she was initially scheduled to face Roxanne at Heatwave this Sunday. So
Yeah.
I think she may show up there. Who knows? But I don't know how long it's going to be. But they're supposed to use her. She's supposed to fight in that Marigold card next weekend. So
Okay.
there's that.
So, by the way, the finals are in Calgary, July 10th. So the week after, there is an announcement. So there's that match. I'm sorry.
Okay. There's a good comment. It's not a question. Ibrahim Osama. If I see Zarian, I'm going to slobber all over the nearest ice cream cone.
Oh,
Not a fan. You were so incensed. It was great. This is why Soloable. You guys think the completion of the deal will temper or eradicate the ratings discourse?
I think it's going to temper it. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to eradicate or temper. I think people are going to stop talking for a little bit, and then they'll find something else to complain about it, and they'll lock onto that. I find it unbelievable that people are championing a failure in getting a good deal.
Right.
How can you be a fan of professional wrestling to the point that you talk about it as much as you do?
Right.
And you want the only other option to fail.
Wild.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, there's a big story that Tony's paying $100 million in salaries for that company.
Yeah.
Do you know how many families are being fed with $100 million in salaries?
Right.
How many people's lives are changing?
Exactly.
You take this away, what do you want? You don't give a shit. You're not.
Yeah.
I find that so crazy. So crazy. Like, I only want one option, and it's for me, and I don't care who's there.
It's also, I feel like it's, this goes back a long time with professional wrestling too, where it's like, those people are people who don't know how business works.
Yeah, like, who's a fan of a company?
Right.
Like, the company doesn't give a shit about you. The company cares about the money that they're generating.
Exactly.
Especially publicly traded companies.
Right.
The company doesn't care. They just care about money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how could you be, it's like, everything is a team.
Mm-hmm.
Mets versus Yankees.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like who you like.
Right.
Who gives a shit? Boo, have fun. Boo.
Yeah, you can boo.
Have fun. But like to say, like, I only want the Yankees to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want these guys out of business.
Yeah, I want every other team out of business. You see how ridiculous that sounds?
It's very dumb.
Yeah.
Let's see. What about, this is from FCN Toby. What about Royal Rumble 2000 with Cactus Jack versus Triple H? Was the bleeding forbidden there too? That was before they went public, right?
No. At times you can.
Mm-hmm.
At times you do. At times it's the state athletic commission. It's like, I don't want to see blood. And then you back up again.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of shows in New York with blood.
Mm-hmm.
But if the state athletic commission is in front row, I think you would choose not to do it.
Right.
New York State has a very strict blood law rule that you can't bleed like that. Sometimes you could do it. You figure it out and you do it. Sometimes you don't give a shit and you just do it.
Right. It would have been funny if Tony was like, you see that guy out there?
Bleed on him.
Just bleed all over him. This is from Brian Knight. Ask Beyond the Bell. Ideal all-in 3 main event. Danielson Swerve, Okada Ospreay, Tony Mariah, or Swerve Hangman.
Oh, man. Okada Ospreay is a big main event. Britt Mercedes. Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen, though.
I don't think Okada Ospreay is going to happen for another 2 years.
Okay.
I think because they had such an ending in New Japan that you can't go near it at this point.
I don't know what they should do. I really like Danielson. If you start telling me the story that this man needs that title before he leaves, I could get really behind it. But when he's going out and doing interviews and he's like, I don't want the belt, it takes me out of it.
Yeah.
Like, tell me you want it, or else I'm going to force it to happen. I'm going to make you the champion.
I would be okay with Kenny Okada if Kenny's healthy.
Oh man, I would love that.
right? Because I feel like now's the time because they haven't touched in a
a
very
while,
long
yeah.
time, you know. And I think the last time they did something together, they were on the same team. Kenny did that surprise New Japan.
Well, no,
appearance.
they had that moment. They had that moment on Dynamite a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, I meant
Whatever.
like wrestle wise.
Yeah.
Does Natalya leave WWE, and where do you think Kayla Becker ends up next?
I don't know where Kayla ends up, but Natty would be very interesting. I thought that this would have been a great opportunity for her to be involved with the Owen tournament, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's where she's grown up essentially in WWE. She's been there forever.
Yes.
All her friends are there. It's provided a great life.
Mm.
Why do you want to go? Unless you just want to go and do something different, then that's great. But at this point in her career, I don't think she's thinking like, oh, I could have a great run there. I think it's whatever. What are the things I have not gotten to do yet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's what happens to people when, they hit that level.
Yeah, for sure. She'll be fine.
Yeah.
WWE has notably been proving grounds for people who want to succeed in other parts of their life.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it's evident by the people who leave and then come back or just leave and do their own thing. You know? Let's see. What's your direction for AEW All In after Forbidden Door? I'm there for the second time. That's cool.
I don't think they're going to run that venue again. I think they need to go somewhere else.
Okay.
I do think more shows in the UK is going to be really beneficial for them, but I don't know what to expect with this one. I obviously they've learned from their mistakes of the first one, and that was a really big thing that they put together.
Yeah.
So obviously it's going to be a little bit more refined, but having one of your first matches on that card become what it became really changes the tempo of the show. So I think it'll probably be better this year based on the possibility of the matches.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just like your big marquee matches for AEW. I feel like, again, we say this all the time. If your guys are healthy, you're going to get these dream matches.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody wrote to me. They said, Danielson being out of last year's Forbidden Door, last year's All In, right? Because he missed it.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote to me. They go, I think that's like the trajectory of CM Punk shifted that day. Like, imagine if the matches were set up a little bit differently and Danielson was there and it prevented this meltdown from happening, where we would be. And I was like, oh, alternative history AEW. I like this.
It would, honestly, another alternate history AEW, we would have gotten what we didn't get in WWE, which is a series of Danielson and Punk matches.
Yo, we only got that one.
At Fastlane.
Was it Fastlane?
I think.
Yeah.
Or was it Fastlane?
I think so.
Yeah.
2011.
And that's it. And I remember watching an interview with, it may have been Punk, where he was like, I don't understand why they couldn't use me versus Danielson. We could have been their Brett and Sean.
Yeah.
Put us on any card.
Yeah.
And I'm
Over
like,
the Limit 2012.
Yeah, Over the Limit. That was the one. Yeah, because it had like the stupid that thing.
The butterfly effects are always fun to think about. Like Sean never getting hurt or Brett never leaving in 97, staying. Austin wins the title. Look at all the opponents he has still.
Right.
What would have happened? Maybe McMahon never would have happened to that level.
That's true. Also, like another fun one to think about is what if Austin never had a shortened career?
What if Austin never had a shortened career?
Yeah, like that.
My all-time favorite, and we did this on years ago on Mat Men, maybe 6 years ago, 5 years ago, is the Ultimate Warrior and the offer that Vince had given him in December of 97, and it was like a 5-year deal, whatever it was, and if he had taken it, we fantasy booked him to the best possibility.
Oh yeah,
he was the higher power.
Oh, so good.
Okay. He's this crazy, but like Vince is still involved, right?
Right.
He's the higher power. We get to see a Vince McMahon and Ultimate Warrior match, right? Because and then remember like that whole like reality based stuff he did with Hogan, and then it culminates with him and Hogan at WrestleMania, and that's how it ends.
Wild.
But he did get we did put the acolyte tattoos on him.
Yes.
He got like all demonic.
I think he would have black and purple face paint. What would he sound like if he was what would do the reveal?
And then they do the thing and he goes, oh!
This just grunts at the TV.
Oh, that's what he does. Whatever the hell he says.
All right. Let's see.
All right. Let's do a couple, and I got to get out of here. I actually have work to do.
Okay. MG, you said that like you were setting it up there.
Yeah, what if Tony shut Punk's mic during the scrum? I mean, listen, he could have said, he goes, okay, you know what, Phil, this is all very important stuff, and we need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Let's sit down and talk. I get it. And he tried, and he tried to take the blame in there. You know, learning pains. You know, I'm far more confident in my business dealings today than I was even 2 years ago. It's experience, and unfortunately for Tony at that time, he had not had a long experience of dealing with professional wrestlers.
Do you think Punk got a text or a phone call the next day from somebody in WWE saying, hey, buddy, what's the temperature like over there?
No.
Okay.
They were still not for him then.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But what was the shift? Was it just him having this public drama and being released from the contract, and then somebody called, Nick Khan called him or somebody?
Yeah, but it was realizing like, oh man, there's not too many of these big names that are still from that time frame that we could use.
Still marketable.
What the hell are we doing?
Right.
If we can make it work, we're gonna make it work. And I've said that so many times about Tony, and that comes from WWE. Like that's something that was said to me to go, well, our philosophy is I don't care about the personal issues. If we can make it work, we're gonna make it work.
Right.
And they
never say never.
Never say never. We're gonna make it work. And I kept saying, I'm like, if Tony can make it work, he can make it work. And he tried, dude. Tony tried. If I think there could be more blame put on him if he didn't try.
Right.
And he was like, okay, well, this is what it is. It was just a series of unfortunate events because you've never experienced this before. If this was 10 years ago, it would have been swept under the rug.
And the guy was fed up.
It still would have been swept under the rug.
Yeah.
I don't agree with physical violence. I don't agree with publicly shaming someone on that platform. You're hurting everybody else, right? Yeah. It's a very selfish thing to do. However, you're in a weird business, and sometimes those things happen.
Right.
And you work it out. And Tony should have said, I don't give a shit. Work it out.
Right.
We're going to work it out, or I don't care.
Right. Or you're all fired.
I mean, he can't. Yeah. All right. What else? Can you read it?
Since WWE is openly frustrated with Fox over censoring, what will be their approach with NXT on CW? The fans in the PC chant whatever they want. That's the Performance Center.
I have not thought of that. That's a great question. I don't think it's so much of an issue with NXT. And they don't, it's up and coming. They don't. Yeah. Maybe CW is going to allow them to go a little far. I don't know. The Fox stuff, listen, it's advertised driven. That's the problem that they had. That is why they wanted to go TV 14 2 years ago to the day. Yeah. The moment that changed my life. Yes. Where I was right and wrong at the same time.
Yes.
They've been wanting this. Mm-hmm. They don't want to censor the crowd. But now with Netflix, they have a very unique opportunity to do some very cool things.
Yeah.
Are they going to be bleeding and cursing everywhere every week? No, probably not. But you know what? If they remember that Matt Riddle
would be cool if they did, man.
Would be cool if they did. That Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins thing that they did.
Yeah.
They bleeped that whole thing. Can you imagine if they didn't on Netflix? And you're like, oh my God, what is happening? WWE's cool again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's it's little tricks that you do. It's little smoke and mirrors to get a more of a larger base.
Yes.
Of teen boys that want to tell you to suck it over and over again. When we were at the Garden, they were doing that. They did the DX cam.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I'm like, and everybody's doing this.
Like, nobody's doing this.
And Jess turned around. She goes, do you remember, like, in middle school, you had a bunch of 13-year-old boys just telling you to suck their dicks.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly, like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, what an insane movement that was.
And we all got in trouble for it.
And we all got in trouble. I got in trouble for my RVD 420 shirt. Last day of 8th grade.
Our high school banned the crotch top with, basically like with detention. Saying, like,
rightfully so.
I guess so. Fucking squares. We got one more super chat, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Right.
If they this is from Slim Reaper 35. That's a great name. If they indeed don't run Wembley again, do you think it's a missed opportunity to not give Ospreay that moment to win the title in front of that crowd?
I think that's an incredible question, and I would say, yeah, possibly. I would say that would be a missed opportunity.
Yes. Now, when he wins that title, should it be in England?
It could be in the States, but I think if you're telling a story now for Ospreay,
Yeah.
I think it should be now. Like this, it should be there.
He's over.
Yeah.
That guy's over. Like that crowd, that Long Island crowd was so hot for Will Ospreay, which is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the future.
Yeah. Oh, we got a good question from Fightful here.
Will you all do a crime show called Beyond the Bail?
Yeah, I
You know
like
what?
that.
That's the show where we become bounty hunters.
Yeah. Oh, can you
We're bounty hunters.
on Fightful? We put it on Fightful.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a Fightful Select.
Fightful Select.
Yeah.
Andrew and I are bounty hunters, and we're coming for
Bail
it.
bondsmen.
We're coming for it.
We're bail bondsmen.
Absolutely.
But we pretend a little too close that we're cops, so like you can't tell. So you kind of open the door, and then you see me, and you're like, I don't think you're a police officer. I want that show on Fightful Select. Beyond
absolutely.
the Bail.
Yeah, Beyond the Bail.
And it's like this is the photo. We're back to back like this. Fantastic.
Pistols out.
This is why I'm part of Fightful. This is why we are over here in Fightful for all the creative geniuses that are there.
We're coming for you. Don't skip out on that bail.
You know what it is? It's us going after the people that cancel their Fightful Select memberships.
Oh yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. Hello.
Beyond the Bail here. I saw your credit card got declined for the $5 tier on Fightful. Open
up. That's when we kick the door in.
Yeah, no. And then you know what it is? Sometimes we lure them,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sean shows up.
Sean Ross.
Have a seat.
Oh.
And he goes through the paperwork, and he's like, I see you left a comment on In the Weeds about how much you love Fightful, but yet you canceled your membership. Would you like to explain this?
Enforcing that membership. We got a good comment from Lovefro. Oh man, that makes me want to cancel just to get you to come to Denmark.
We were also doing
What's spoken in Denmark? Dutch?
I was gonna say Guten Tag, but that's not Denmark.
Guten Tag.
Oh, my Lederhosen. We were doing that. I don't know why. Randomly, we were just speaking in a terribly fake German accent.
That drove nostalgia nuts.
Oh,
by
the
the way.
Lederhosen. Yeah.
Thank you, my Fräulein.
Oh, Just Ricardo says, I'll break a 40+ month straight streak just for this.
Hello.
Beyond the Bail.
Danish. They speak Danish.
They speak Danish. Of course they do. I love a Danish, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't had a Danish in a
Oh,
while.
I love a Danish. Love a Danish. All right, let's do one more.
One more?
One more question.
One more fantasy
One more.
booking of us as bounty hunters? Bail bondsman?
Yeah.
You know what? It's a combination of Dog the Bounty Hunter and the movie Eraser.
When Sean comes in, he has their bank statements. And he goes, $4.99 for OnlyFans. Would you like to explain this?
Exposed.
Yeah, you know what? That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we do. You cancel your Fightful Select membership. Sean has access to credit cards.
Yes.
He has connections. He can call the bank.
He's like Eddie Furlong. In
He looks,
Terminator
he's like, OnlyFans?
2. Mm-hmm.
Would you like to explain this? And he mails it to your wife.
Uh-oh.
That's how we keep the membership. That's why they have like 80 billion members now.
Listen, as long as we could say "Ice to meet you," I'd be very happy.
Ice to meet you.
Ice
And
to
that's your
meet you.
catchphrase.
Ice to meet you.
Freeze. All right.
All right.
This has become Matman, and it can't be.
Whatever.
All right. Are we done?
Hey, we're done.
All right. That's
Goodbye.
All right, we're done.
Goodbye.
Guys, love each and every one of you. I am going away to Jamaica, so I will not be here next week.
Jamaica Queens.
Jamaica Queens.
Yes.
I'm trying to get that. Dude, I'm still trying to get that DJ Clue mixtape. Been trying to do that. I have a great story about getting ripped off on Jamaica Avenue when I went to go buy Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
The Cell Saga.
Very cool.
Okay. And I wanted, this is before it was on. Okay. I got to tell the story now.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave since she's at Jamaica. I get there. My friend Harry brings me. He's like, no, I know the shop.
Yeah.
I go and I buy the tape and it's like dubbed in English and I put it on and it was two, I want to say 11-year-old black kids doing the dubbing, but it was the N-word every other word.
No. Oh,
okay?
no. Yeah.
I said this story.
I've gotten those tapes.
I said the story.
Yeah.
And every time I say it, so many people message me and they're like, dude, I was scammed the same way.
Yeah.
Was it this store? And I'm like, I can't remember, but quite possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I got to find that cassette.
Yeah.
It is. I couldn't believe it. My jaw dropped. I paid $11 for that tape.
And that was a lot back then.
A VCR.
Yeah, a VCR.
A VHS.
A VHS.
Yeah.
Look at this comment right here
Yeah.
from Trust the Process. Wow. So Andrews decides to book his vacation during Money in the Bank and not Forbidden Door, clearly on TK's payroll.
I would love to be on TK's payroll.
Yeah, same here. Who wouldn't?
Who
wouldn't? Like,
Like,
yeah, of course.
What do you mean? I don't want to get paid by a company?
Yeah, I would love to. I would
Wonderful.
love to.
All right.
As
Please
long
check
as
the
he
weather, Andrew. Hurricane is going to hit tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going next week.
Yeah. As long as,
I'm going on the 9th. So I still got time, but I'm taking off a couple weeks. I got to get, my life in order. And I got to work on this Tiazan.
yeah, you got to work on that Tizan.
Yeah.
Listen.
All right, guys. Love you guys. Love being on Fightful. Love doing the show. We'll be back in 2 weeks with Beyond the Bell.
Behave yourselves or we're coming for you.
We're coming